Man, welcome to the Monsterpreneur podcast, man. You know, we back. We got multiple episodes this day because it is a special day. If you're new to the channel, man, like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know the drillio. Y'all know the dealio. We in here rolling up one for Lady Gangster Boo. I've been smoking all day for Lady Gangster Boo. I've been smoking all week for Lady Gangster Boo. I've been smoking all year for Lady Gangster Boo. Real shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe. I'm your boy, Trackman, man, you know what I'm saying? You're the legend's legend, you know what I'm saying? And I'm in here with another legend. This is my, if it wasn't for this nigga, oh shit. Nah, I swear, this is what this shit for, bro. If it wasn't for this nigga, I was at a point in my career where I ain't know what the fuck was finna happen. And KP ass put me with choosing about shooting some goddamn interviews at Obama's election.
Yeah.
And me and he was supposed to been got together, but you know, circumstances wouldn't allow it until that night. And when we did, we become inseparable. And I'm here now as your little brother, proud to even have a nigga like you as my big brother.
Man.
Hey. This nigga right here is we're gonna talk about a lot of things today. This is the one and only Pretty Boy Capone. Nasty Nardo.
What it do, bro?
Happy
What
New
it do,
Year.
world?
Happy New Year. I love you.
Man, I love you too, brother.
We're already in Gangsta Boo mode. I've been in Gangsta Boo mode most definitely all day.
Excuse me.
She was laid to rest today at Brown Missionary Baptist, man. Shout out to Pastor Orr and shout out Mr. Dale for doing what they, doing. The family, they put a real dope thing on, and it was private and intimate, and it was personal, and it was emotional, of course. Shout out to Drummer Boy, man. Pray for the family. Y'all know the business.
Man, this shit don't even sound real. It don't seem real, bro. It's just some really surreal shit.
The city felt this, and all the music community, because me and Miss Lance just talked about this a few minutes ago. We're really a close, tight-knit family, because we really had our own scene.
Yeah, man.
We really dealt with each other. We really fought with each other, made history together.
And man, it's family, bro.
It's real family.
It's a Memphis family.
How you feeling, man? Give me your thoughts on before we get into your Gangsta Boo story. Anything you wanna?
Man, again, bro, I'm still in utter shock. This shit hit me like a ton of bricks. It hit me from out of nowhere, and I'm to be real with you, bro. I'm still dealing with this shit, and emotions are crazy right now.
Yeah.
But we're gonna pull through. And one thing I know about Lola, she wanted us all to be happy. She wanted us all to, go up, and she wanted us all to keep doing what we're doing. So, in that vein, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Rest in heaven, Lola. We love you, baby. We ain't gonna stop. It's M-Town love.
Forever. So tell me, if the world doesn't know, we're gonna tell them right now. Fill them back in, reacquaint them, whatever.
What's good?
That you, during the making of to get the preparation for the making of Hustle and Flow. We told this story so many times, so I'm gonna give it a kind of slim.
You want the Hustle and Flow story, or you want the Gangsta Boo getting on the record story?
That's what I'm saying. We're gonna move through the movie is scouting there. I mean, this is that intricate time where you make this record and you testing it and priming it out and seeing what's good. And Lil Larry, right, gave you the suggestion.
Yeah, I was out at the time. DJ Lil Larry, shout out to DJ Lil Larry. What it do, LL?
Lil Larry changed my life too.
At the time, man, Lil Larry was like the hardest DJ in the city. Mm-hmm. He had the shit on fire. He had Hot 107 on fire, bro. A lot of folks don't give him his props, but I gotta give him his props right now, man. Lil Larry,
Trap House, you maggots.
Broke a lot of records during that time. A lot of Memphis, a lot of local artists, man. Larry was real intricate in trying to get us out there, bro. And I can't say the same for a lot of the DJs on the town during that time, because it was quite a few DJs from other radio stations that was not supporting local music. Even though they'll sit up and yell and lie and scream like, oh man, I was always there for no you weren't.
Yeah, absolutely not.
And I ain't gotta call your name. You know who you are. You know what I'm saying? You know who you are.
Hey man, we want all the smoke, but not all the smoke.
But I ain't here for that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't here for that, you know.
What they should have and could have done a fucking better job of representing our local radio. Like when you go to Atlanta and you go to Detroit and you get there and then playing Detroit records, nigga, and you hear Detroit niggas. Now you hear the other shit too.
It was only one station on the town that was supporting us, and it was High 107. Fuck what you heard. High 107, they was supporting us, and they wasn't walking around with their hand out.
Very interesting.
Like, man, what you gonna do? How you get? I understand how the game go. You know what I'm saying? But when you dealing with local artists, bro, you know they ain't got much. All they got is their dream. They got their music, man, and they out here actually working their music. You actually seeing these cats in the club. You actually seeing they posters. You see them working.
Yeah, hard.
And you don't feel like they're good enough or big enough, or because they're from Memphis, cat. I'm for real, man. This in particular individual, man, decided anything from Atlanta.
Yeah, it was important.
It was more important.
They put
that as a priority over Memphis music. And I ain't hating on Atlanta because I love the A. You know what I'm saying? But they'll tell you where crunk music came from. It came from here. You know what I'm saying? And during that time, crunk was really, really big. And we were trying to fight back. We were trying to show motherfuckers, hold on, wait a minute, this is where this shit came from.
Yeah.
And it was kind of fucked up. We only had one station helping us, and we had another station actively
showing their ass on,
putting their foot on our nigga, like, shut the fuck up, nigga. If you ain't got no money, you ain't this and nigga, just fuck you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But shout out to them, you know, God bless them. You know? But during that time, how this shit happened, DJ Lil Larry, he heard my record. The record I was pushing at the time was Let's Get It Wrong.
Let's Get It Wrong. And then we're going to be playing that up under the bottom, so they can put the links down.
I had just finished recording it, and originally it was just me. It had 3 verses.
Right.
And it just had me on them. And Larry was like, bro, this record is crazy.
Flames.
He said, man, I know you trying to break this motherfucker. He said, but bro, I'm going to tell you, if you get a hot feature on this motherfucker from a major artist, he said, bro, this record's gonna take the fuck off. And I'm like, hey, I understood that motherfucker who, you know.
Yeah.
I can't, at that time, the major label artists on the town, we only had, 8Ball, MJG, and 3 6 Mafia.
Right.
That was it. You know, at that time, Ball and G weren't as accessible. And shout out to Ball and G, to my niggas.
Yeah, saw them last night.
Yeah. They weren't as accessible. And Larry had a plug with Boo. She was going through her shit with Hypnotized Minds at the time for legal shit or whatever. They were going through their little division of separation. And he put a call into her, you know what I'm saying? She said she hopped on it, the record was cool, you know. Of course she was, you know, she
fucked with it.
But when she heard the record, she was like, hell yeah. She hopped on that motherfucker. We met, and man, it was like, we hit it off, bro. First time we met. And she did that shit for me, bro. She didn't ask for a dime. She did that just off of the love of the record and wanting to help out local artists, bro. And I'm gonna always be indebted for her to that, because without her hopping on that record would have never made it to the radio. It would have never did none of the shit it did. It would have never got on the soundtrack. None of this shit.
Right.
So to Gangsta Boo, I owe her quite a bit. She was very instrumental in the success of my career at this point.
Man,
so, baby, I love you. Miss you.
Craig was at the funeral today too. Hey, Craig came and showed us some.
Craig, hey man.
Killer Mike was there. You know, shout out Killer Mike. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Craig, man, we tried to, and that's crazy because we tried to get that record on the soundtrack with Boo's verse on it.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the country have never heard the record with Boo on it. Only a few local people have, and people that actually went out and bought the album that had it on there.
Yeah.
But most people that hear Let's Get a Room, they hear the version from the Hustle and Flow soundtrack.
So why wasn't she places typical paperwork? She was in the middle of that scenario, couldn't.
Well, John Singleton, rest in heaven as well, man.
Rest in peace, John Singleton.
That was my guy.
Yeah.
John was the one who was over the music, and he was selecting music and shit. And he already had a relationship with Paul and Juicy, and the whole 3-6 Mafia camp. He knew Boo. You know what I'm saying? And when we were mixing the record for the soundtrack, you know, cause they wanted to do a whole nother mix on it, and you know, make it for the big boy record label. You know, had to put their little polish on it. But while we were doing it, I'm like, I gave you the original version with my vocals on it. I want to give you the version with Boo on it. And he was like, we can't use that. I'm like, why? He's like, certain individuals have reached out to me and told me that Boo can't be on their record if it's going on the soundtrack. They were cool with it as long as it was local. You know what I'm saying? But if for some reason or another they didn't want it on the soundtrack, so that was blocked. You know, paperwork, legal, whatever you want to call it, but they wouldn't let Boo on the record. And she was disappointed. As a matter of fact, I was so upset about it, I called her and said, hey, baby, come on down here to the studio and talk to these motherfuckers, because they telling me one thing about you being on the record. I want to hear your truth. Come down here, you know, let's try to make this happen. She came down. And he couldn't hide it no more. He had to just come out and tell her why. When she at that point, she was like, fuck it, you know. And she wasn't real fucked up about it, because she was just happy that they picked the record up. She was like, man, fuck that shit, man. I'm happy for your success.
She was
happy
happy
I love you, bro. Do your thing. You know what I'm saying?
Wow,
but
that was incredible.
It was fucked up, bro, that they didn't want her on that record. To this day, it really bothers me when I hear the soundtrack and don't hear her on it, because Gangster Boo is supposed to be on Let's Get a Room. You know what I'm saying?
So do you have the Boo version?
Oh yeah, that's the only one I play.
Okay. So I really don't play that part of our conversation?
Yeah.
I want to play that.
Yeah. For
Queen
the people
Lola.
who ain't never heard it, man, Lola killed it.
Queen
you know
Lola.
what I'm saying? She killed it.
Yeah, Let's Get a Room. The record that you hear us referencing, if you don't know, is one of the opening scenes of Hustle and Flow. When that song that you hear is Let's Get a Room. Let's Long Boy. Shout out JP, man. Long Boy.
Hollywood JP on the production, baby.
That's my dude, man. I'm gonna get his ass in here too.
My brother from another mother. What's up, Sylvia? What's up, sis?
Yeah,
hold that nigga down. You did.
Man, hold on down. Yeah, he look happy. That's good. I love that shit from him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's take it back to Click On.
Got to click on them. You better recognize.
Because, you know, I want to talk about that because this is one of your the first of your notable records. You know what I'm saying? So that, we're going to talk about that, and then we'll go back to the beginning to talk about the build-up.
Man, it's funny, bro. It's, again, how small the city is and how you sometimes, man, you bump into people in the same orbit indirectly all the time. What they call it, 5 degrees of separation.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like
6 degrees or something.
6 degrees.
6 degrees. You're attached to everyone on the planet by 6 people.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Yeah, 6 degrees of separation.
Okay, well, Click On them had been burning. I've been working the shit out of this song. It's been burning up the club.
Yeah.
And I took it to the radio. At that time, the program director, it was a different program director at that time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into who he was. But the program at the time, he had a close-knit relationship with a certain individual who had been hearing my record in the streets and shit, and was a little unhappy with some of the stuff I was saying on the record.
Right.
And he had a little bit more power, you know, with the radio station.
Right.
You know, some political shit. But the cat came to me, he's like, hey, bro, you can't, I want to play this record, but man, can you please change this part of the song, because I don't want it to be no beef, because this is my guy or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
so who the hell you was beefing with?
I wasn't beefing with nobody.
Okay, but he thought you was beefing with.
Let's go back.
Okay.
Word got around town to all the local artists that it was a major artist from the city actively paying the radio station not to play the local artist. You hear me? Let me tell that again. They were actively paying radio not to play local artists during this time. It sounds crazy, but you know, when you think about it, if it's only 2 major acts in the city, all the other cities around, everybody around the country, if that's all they're hearing from Memphis, if they want some Memphis music, who they gonna call? They gonna call who they know. They gonna pick up their phone, they gonna break bread with who they know from Memphis.
Right.
So if the only thing they know in Memphis is this act and this act, those are the 2 people that's gonna get the call, and those people that's gonna get the money from out of town.
Yeah, if you don't open it up. Yeah.
Right. So they were actively trying to keep motherfuckers down because they were making all the bread. They wanted their money to keep coming in. So
I got my stories of that. You know, I've heard and witnessed and suffered from, you know, from those things. You know, coming up right behind your ass, you know what I'm saying? The same shit was going on. And it's a tough topic to tell people because they don't really understand the logistics of how the game actually works. It's the
politics of the shit.
Yeah, once you get popular, then you got to deal with the politics. And that part is where I always lost interest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never wanted to be in the politics.
But that was the reason why I made Click On to begin with. In the song, I'm talking about how I was just so frustrated and tired of the powers that be in the city. They were just holding us down. I'm talking about no matter how hard we
open the
push,
floodgates, man.
they just did not. It was like, it was crazy, bro. It's like they just put a wall up and said, okay, no more motherfucking Memphis acts. These the only motherfucking Memphis acts we gonna fuck with, and y'all motherfucking need to sit down. Matter of fact, fuck all of y'all. It's these 2, and that's that on it. You know what I'm saying? And that shit wasn't going. I wasn't with this shit. I'm like, fuck y'all. Was. And him too. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody was. Nobody was with this shit.
I put the song out, Click On them, and it was crazy. I've been trying to get this record on the radio for a while. Like I said, he wanted me to change the lyrics up and shit. So me understanding the politics at the time, I did it.
Right.
I went ahead and changed the lyrics up so I could get the record on. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking to myself, okay, if you do this, you ain't fucking, I'm not getting fucked. Folks are gonna be sweating you, because this record is already playing everywhere. Every club you go to, strip club, they already heard the record. They already know what I'm saying. They already know who I've addressed on the record.
Radio made me do it.
You know what I'm saying? They already know it. So when they heard that different version, they were calling up there like, hey,
what's this?
What's this? What happened to the jump? We been bumping, you know what I'm saying, on the mixtape and shit. This ain't the,
Play that time.
And it got to the point.
But
I knew that was gonna happen. I knew they were gonna call back and start putting pressure on them. Like, nah, dog, y'all trying to water this shit down. Nah, we want that raw shit. We can't play that shit the way we been hearing it. Where that record is? Why is it changed? Why is it different? And he couldn't answer that. He wasn't gonna answer that. You think he gonna tell them? Well, you know, I asked to the train. No, that shit. You know, don't nobody know about that. That's supposed to be hush hush. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't let that.
But at that point, the record started gaining so much momentum. They just had to say, "Fuck it, let it go. Let's just, whatever happened, happened."
Yeah. So how did you pick up after that? What was your next move?
Shit, when I put out click on him, shit, my next move was Let's Get a Room. That was my next record. But
because they wasn't chosen to represent the city with their hustle flowing. Fuck you mean, bro. I felt you on that. And when I heard that Watch TV record, I'm playing that motherfucker right now up under us.
Yeah, man. Right, Craig Brewer, what it do, man? That record was inspired by you. That record was inspired by my fans. That record was inspired by all the haters that was upset that
they wasn't chosen.
They were not chosen to be on this damn movie soundtrack. It was crazy. Everybody in the city was trying to get on this soundtrack when they got wind of it. Except me.
You wasn't even trying.
I wasn't trying.
It happened by sheer.
I was not trying to get on this movie soundtrack.
But Seven did call you though, right? Like you, but you was up there at the club testing the record.
I was at home and Seven called me.
Okay. And shout out Seven the Great. Seven Richie.
I was about to go test the record because I just finished recording it like a couple of nights before, and I was ready to go see what we were gonna do in the club. And my guy DJ Seven, he was DJing at this certain strip club at the time. And
Divine Intervention. He just recorded it a couple nights prior.
And what a lot of folks don't know about Seven is Seven's not only a DJ, Seven's a real entertainer. He's an actor also.
Yeah.
And at the time, he had previously done a small role in
Cookie's Fortune.
No, it was it's Craig Brewer's first movie.
Oh man.
It was The Poor and the Hungry.
Poor and the Hungry.
The Poor and the Hungry. It was a black and white, low budget, but it was his first film.
Yeah.
Seven was an actor in Craig Brewer's first movie.
Yeah.
So him and Craig had an established relationship, and at the time, nobody knew who Craig was. Nobody knew he was shooting a movie.
Yeah.
But Seven did. So
Craig is a white guy throwing ones in a strip club, meeting, talking and researching the business.
When he wrote Hustle and Flow, and he started getting, they started bankrolling the movie. He got money to go out and start actually doing the production and shit.
Right.
He reached out to Seven because he knew Seven was a DJ. And he was reaching out to Seven because he needed music for the soundtrack. He wanted to be a Memphis sounding soundtrack. This movie was based in Memphis. He wanted Memphis artists on it. So him knowing Seven and knowing that he was a DJ, he figured he had relationships built with a lot of cats. So
right.
Seven was like, yeah, man, I'll do that. And as soon as he came to the club to scout out some scenes, when he found out he was coming there to scout scenes out for the movie, he called me that day. And it was happened to be, like I said, it was a few days after. I was going to the club anyway, but I wasn't going there early. This is like early in the day, like 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
You ain't supposed to be here at this time.
Man, I'm just rolling up. I mean, just waking up and rolling up from the night before. Because, I was late night. I was, I was a vampire at that time. I'd be out 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, But anyway.
Studio rest, man. That's regular life for me. Studio rest. That's all that is.
Yeah.
So he calls you and tells you get your ass up there to the club.
He said, man, come down here, man. This is, remember the cat I did that movie with? I had seen Poor and the Hungry.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't remember him, but I know the movie you're talking about. He's like, yeah, man, with that cat, man, he's shooting another movie, man. It's about a pimp and this, that, and the other. At the time, again, like I said, I seen Poor and the Hungry. I'm thinking this finna be another low-budget flick, might go straight to DVD. It wasn't no real big thing to me.
Yeah.
He said he was a movie. Okay. And so I'm like, cool, whatever. Anything helps. So I came on down there and gave him the record. He played it. And dude was in there. Craig was already in there. And I didn't know who he was. I didn't know what he was doing. But again, this is a strip club. So it wasn't shocking to see some white guys walking around in the black, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking he in there with like the regular tricks.
They know the black girls.
I'm thinking he in there tricking off and shit, but he came to the DJ.
He was getting ready to spend a lot of money.
Shit, I guess. But he came to the DJ booth when he heard the record. And Seven was like, yeah, this is my guy. And he's like, man, I need to get in touch with him. He said, he's right over there. So he called me to the DJ booth.
Divine
Introduced us, man. Craig told me, he's like, bro, I love that record. He had already heard Click on him. And he was already a fan of that record. And he was like, I'm not gonna make no promises to you, but I love to have your record on the soundtrack.
Right.
I'm gonna do everything I can, but you know, I'm gonna get back with you. And again, at that time, I didn't think it was gonna be a really big movie. I'm thinking low budget. I'm thinking Poor and the Hungry, Black and White. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking this is gonna be. No disrespect. I didn't think I thought it was gonna be, you know, a very low budget film, you know. So I wasn't real excited about it, and I really didn't take him seriously.
Right.
Man, about 6 months later, I had totally forgotten about this shit. About 6 months later, I get a call from Craig. He's like, man, I told you I was gonna try to get you on this record.
On soundtrack.
It's a guy I need you to meet. Once y'all hash it out or whatever.
On the soundtrack, right? It's not record.
He said, the guy that's over the soundtrack, my boss, he wants to meet you. He's in town. Come down to Art and Studios if you can today, and you know I'm gonna introduce y'all. Y'all can work out whatever business y'all need to work out.
You have no clue.
I have no clue.
So you pull up at Arden.
I pull up at Arden. Walk in, see Craig, see a couple of engineers I know and shit. Yeah. Dapped him up, and he's like, man, he over here in Studio A. So we go in there, and it's the big studio.
Yeah.
They had what was the big ass board? They had the SS, what is it?
SSL.
The big mother, SSL. They had the big boy.
Yeah, the big dog. Yeah, that's room 8, nigga.
You know, so I go in there, and I'm like, wow, I'm just amazed because I had never recorded in that motherfucker.
Right.
And over there in the corner, I look, I see this dude, and I'm like, damn. That motherfucker look like John Singleton. He was on the phone. He got off the phone, and he said, let's get a room, get high, and get naked. Nasty motherfucking Nardo. It's John fucking Singleton.
It's crazy.
It blew my mind. It blew my mind. Number one, that he had been listening to the record enough to know it.
Right.
And I didn't have to introduce myself. He already knew who I was.
Yeah.
That shit fucked me up, man. It blew my mind. Like, after, like, damn, John Singleton. So at that point, that's when I was like, this is not finna be a low budget film. Right. This is gonna be a real motherfucking movie.
Right.
So when that dawned on me, that's I started getting nervous. I was like, oh shit, this shit real. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's when I'm like, okay, I gotta make sure this shit is right. Then I'm starting to think, okay, let's get a room to write record for this motherfucker. Hey, bro, I got other songs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But nah, that was what they wanted, and that's when he pulled me to the side and addressed the situation with Boo. You know? But yeah, that's how that went, man.
So he heard the original.
Yeah, he heard the original.
Rest in peace, John Singleton, man.
The version that John Singleton and everybody got
was the
one with Gangsta Boo on it. Yeah, so.
Rest in peace, John Singleton and Lady Boo, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's crazy.
That's to be a part of origin stories like that is always just like so like I know them, but you know every time you describe them, I still be like, man, damn, it's like so fire.
Oh man, I forgot, man.
Fire.
And I'm pretty sure she won't mind me saying this, boy, but. When I called her to come down, when he was telling me to take off the record, and he told her why, man, she cussed his ass out. Good. She's like, fuck you, John. You know, you motherfucker. You know this shit ain't right. Fuck them niggas and that. She went completely off. I thought that shit was hilarious because they already knew each other. It was love, but she was a little pissed about this shit. But, man. But yeah, that was wild, man. She was real instrumental in that shit.
Like, tell me how you made Shining Like a Diamond.
Ooh, Hollywood JP. Well, Shining Like a Diamond, to be honest with you, I have to give the majority of the credit for that record to JP. Yeah. Because it wasn't a record that I was looking to make.
Right.
I'm comfortable making those type of records, but it's just at the time it wasn't nothing I was looking for. I'm still in crunk mode. I'm still trying to do some club shit. You know what I'm saying? That's at that time that was the vibe.
Trying to stay relevant in the clubs. You gotta be in at club records.
You know. And in club records, fuck what a motherfucker say. Club records are fun. You know what I'm saying? If you want some longevity in this game, let me give you some advice.
Yeah.
Club records, bro. Yeah. Club records.
Energetic records.
Yeah.
Just some energy. You know, positive energy is always cool.
I know you new cats, y'all rather talk about, shooting up, going after your ops and all this shit,
We gonna come back to that. Look,
we had a fun. We had fun, bro. We were trying to have fun. We were not trying to go to jail. We were not trying to die. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different shit. I don't understand the fascination with that shit. I don't understand why y'all think that's the shit to me. But whatever.
I just wanted to look. We gonna jump off that real quick because I want to go like me and Craig. Craig Brewer is helping me and Al Capone work on a special project. So I'm in Craig's office and I'm filming, and we're going through his CD collection. Right. He's listening to this shit currently. It's always open, and it's always right there. And he's flipping through them, and I got the footage. I think I showed you. We're gonna put it in this special project, but he's got like all your albums. Oh
yeah, I remember you sent me a picture. You text me a picture of this shit.
All these albums, you know what I'm saying? Can't Stop Ballin'.
Man, Craig, man.
Ghetto Star.
Craig does not realize how many lives he touched and changed with what he did, man. That's another brother, bro. Hey, I love you, Craig. Man, you changed my life, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Funny thing, bro, last night, did you see his son in the club?
Who, Craig Brewer?
Craig's son was in the club last night with us, bro. He was in the club, man. That dude he was on the floor. He was gangster walking. Hey, boy, your son, wow. Hey, man, we did the damn thing last night, bro.
It was turned to that at the Real Garden last night, celebrating the homegoing of Gangster Boo, man. It was all the OGs in the building. Everybody saying it, man. It's just showing this outpouring of love, and then the outpour of love coming towards the Memphis music community. The
M-Town love, baby.
A lot of artists are tapping into the shit that we did prior, and as they should, and as they're supposed to. You know what I'm saying?
I think Memphis has always had talented artists, and we've always had good music. But right now, I think this is the first time Memphis hip hop has had the influence and the impact that it's having right now in the music. This is the first time we've been this strong.
Yeah.
So while they shining the light on the city right now, man, I'm begging all our artists right now, man. Let's put our best music out, bro. Yeah. Our most original, creative music we can make. Let's make some Memphis music.
And experiment.
You know what I'm talking about?
And do it in love, too.
Do it in love. Man. Let's show these motherfuckers how we get down.
Yeah. Keep it popping and jumping. You know what I'm saying? Because Memphis is the influence, always has been the influence. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm like, we don't, opportunities like this, like, you gotta think about it. It started in the East Coast. Man. They had this shit for a long time. They had this shit in a motherfucking stranglehold for a long time. Yeah. Then went to the West Coast, and they got this shit. And then they went to Atlanta. In Atlanta, motherfuckers, say what you will, y'all done had y'all foot on these motherfuckers' neck for a long time.
Yeah.
But now,
I'm glad that the floodgates are open.
It's our time now.